Well, that was quite the ride, wasn't it? Everything from Battle of Gods, Resurrection F, the rehashes of the movie, going on to the new stuff with Universe 6 arc, Tournament, going on to the Future Trunks arc, going through time, all the way to all of the universes coming together, at least the lower level ones, and battling it out in massively epic struggle for survival. All wrapped up in a nice, neat little bow that is episode 131 of Dragon Ball Super. Now, if you saw my 130 review, you know how I felt about Android 17's return, at least the execution of his return. But I gotta say, in this episode, they have redeemed themselves. What they did with 17 was brilliant. This episode had everything going for it. Great looking, really nice animation, great story, dialogue, direction, especially storyboarding was something that I typically appreciate when they have really great camera angles and stuff like that. I love it. However, I gotta be honest with you guys and be fair to how I feel. There are some very minor things that just stuck out to me a little bit, and I will get into those in a second. For now, although Dragon Ball Super is over and I will no longer do the episode reviews, but I have bigger videos planned for the future. Very robust and heavily edited videos and really fun videos, so look forward to those. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel and follow me on Twitter at GorshF. What we do here is have a lot of fun and spread some good information out there. So without further ado, let's get into the episode. Now it starts where we left off of Frieza and 17 versus Jiren. Now it is readily apparent that Jiren is very fatigued here, far from his full power. He's going up against 17. 17 blocks a hit from him, but he still gets the better of 17, leaving me to think that Jiren is still around 17 level of power, even though he's heavily fatigued. And Frieza mentions this with some really amazing dialogue from Frieza, and he's like, your shattered strength. We're talking about his great strength, which has been shattered, you know? And they get into a little bout, and Jiren's like, I'll show you. And he's about to hit him, and Frieza takes the time to go and levitate some rocks to smush Jiren. That was a freaking amazing. But at the same time, I'm thinking, if you had time to reach your arm out, levitate some rocks to smash him, you had time to just punch him in the balls. Assuming Jiren has balls, that is, considering his alien race. But 17 takes over at this time, and he's like, or Jiren's like, that's not gonna work on me twice. And he's about to hit 17, and 17's like, that's not gonna work on me twice. So it's like a flippity flop, a double flippity flop, and he just barriers and then explodes. And for a very brief split second, I'm like, did he just final explosion again? But it shows him rolling off to the side, which is what I kind of think they should have done when he did the initial sacrifice explosion. But that's whatever. Really cool stuff. And that's when Jiren is just done. That just does him in. He has nothing left. He falls down to his knees. All they need to do is kick him off. And we get a really nice moment between 17 and Frieza with like a mutual respect thing going on. I really appreciated that. So Jiren is done. All you gotta do is kick him off, like real quick. What does Frieza do? He lollygags on up to Jiren. He lollygags, raising his arm up to charge a little death beam, and he lollygags just sitting there, taking his sweet time, and all he had to do was tail whip him, kick him off, like force push him, something, you know? And it's just one of those things where it's the, you know, hero or whoever stands above the defeated foe, and they just sit there for far too long for dramatic tension. So it was just, you know, it's not going to end with Frieza kicking him off. So what happens? Toppo starts cheering Jiren on. And this is awesome because it ties into Jiren's little arc here. And I'm so happy that they gave him an arc. So he starts cheering him on, and he's like, and Jiren actually admits that he has no friends, which I mentioned in the last review. So that was cool. And he starts realizing the power of this, you know, trust and this like power of friendship kind of thing. Gains power from that. He starts powering up and overpowers Frieza, and Frieza and 17 have to shield from his explosive energy. Great job there, Frieza. And really, during this moment, the thing that stuck out to me the most that was amazing was they are pushing so hard against Jiren's explosive energy now, and 17's like, push harder, Frieza, and he's like, don't tell me what to do, and he's got his golden form and it just peels away because his energy is being drained. He can't maintain that form anymore, so now he's just final form Frieza, and that was the look of it and the animation of it was amazing. And then another amazing part, which actually ties into one of my problems with the episode, was no stamina Goku appearing, instant transmission. They show him struggling to get up, instant transmission's over, and boom, their shield is just so much more powerful and shielding off Jiren's attack completely. And I'm like, I guess you're not suffering from repercussions of the Mastered Ultra Instinct anymore, even though it looked like it really hurt bad in that last episode. And you had even greater repercussions from Kaioken times 10 Super Saiyan Blue. So I guess the repercussions for this are only last for like a few seconds, and then you're able to get up again, yet again, and just start fighting again. So I mean, I've talked enough about Goku's stamina in this whole thing, so I'm done with that now. This leads into the amazing teamwork that these guys have. Like Goku says, 17, hey, you go back and act as backup, which is a really good plan considering 17 has no like stamina issues or anything like that. He has unlimited energy, so he can just sit back and throw blasts at the guy while Goku and Frieza try to hold off Jiren like physically. So really awesome choreography. I loved this sequence here with them pushing Jiren back and then 17's blast hitting Jiren into the time post. And then Jiren has his counterattack of his 1000 punch mode, as I like to call it. Does it to Goku and does it to Frieza, and then goes after his main threat, which is 17 blasting him from a distance. Like, if you know RPGs, you know that it's a pain in the ass being attacked by a couple opponents and then having a freaking archer blast you from a distance with freaking arrows. It's so annoying, or a mage or something like that. So what Jiren does, go straight for that mage. Especially if that mage is like a healing mage, then that's just a pain in the butt. Get rid of that guy first. So he goes after 17. Boom, Frieza, amazing plan. Hey, Goku, throw me at Jiren. God, this looks so freaking good. Goku launching Frieza at Jiren. This is probably one of my favorite looking parts of the episode, with Frieza just being launched at Jiren, and his intention was to eliminate him, but they land on a piece of stage, so that's not gonna happen. But Frieza's freaking tenacity really shines through here, with him just holding on to Jiren's arm like his life depended on it, which his life does depend on it. So he will not let go of Jiren's arm, even though he's smashing him all over the place. That's so great. And then Goku launches himself over, trying his best to go Super Saiyan. Oh, and I loved how this looks. Like, he's popping in and out of Super Saiyan, trying his best to power up as much as he possibly can. Like, this is the epitome of like past your limits and still going kind of stuff. Like, he is trying to go Super Saiyan so hard, and him and Frieza teaming up against Jiren, like Goku and Frieza teaming up was already freaking awesome. And this climax of this fight was totally boss. Especially when it comes to Jiren, like completing his kind of arc, like, oh, so this is what friendship can do, or not necessarily friendship, but trust, because, you know, Frieza's not a friend, but for now he can trust him. Like, this is what trust means, and for Goku's case, this is what friendship and, you know, survival for your friends means. And he has that realization right as they have a triple KO. So I actually think this is a really cool way to end the tournament, with a triple KO. And they know that 17's there, so boom, like all cards on the table, this is it. And Goku's like, hey Jiren, like, we're not done yet, I want to fight you again. And I'm like, you know, you're gonna have to get a lot stronger if you're not gonna rely on Ultra Instinct again, you know? So 17 being the last guy, he gets the wish. And I'm like, oh great, he gets his boat. He's gonna wish for a boat from the Super Dragon Balls, even though regular Dragon Balls, or just money, you know, it would suffice. But nope, Super Dragon Balls are enough for a boat. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, please don't wish for a boat, just wish for the other universes to, you know, come back into existence. Because honestly, just thinking about it, any wish other than bringing all of those lives back would just be kind of a douchey move, I think. And that's what he does. He wishes for all the universes. Like 17's character in this, he has gone from 0 to like 1 billion in terms of like character development and progression kind of stuff in this in this arc alone. So he had already given up on his boat. So let's bring back all of the universes and all of those other wildlife preserves that are in those universes. Thousands of wildlife preserves. Because he is all about that. And just what I loved is this little montage of going through all of the universes, just being alive again, except for Kale and Caulifla. They were kind of annoying. Now we can learn how to go Super Saiyan 3, haha. And then Kaba has this little moment. Vegeta, you know, fulfilled his promise. Well, I mean, technically 17 did, but it's still Vegeta's team, so. And again, with this like storyboarding, cinematography was fantastic. With Jiren staring up into space and Toppo, you know, saying, hey, you know, we are basically friends now, you know? Completing Jiren's arc, you know, coming to realize that, I mean, he can still have friends and still be very strong and actually rely on his friends to kind of lift him up when he needs, and vice versa. So after that, we cut back to the stage where 18 is so distraught that 17 didn't get his boat. She's like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want your boat? You want to wish back trillions upon trillions of lives instead of a boat? That was the funniest part to me. Like her facial expression in this, she's like, ow, I can't believe you did that, oh. But we come to realize that the whole plan of Zenos was that if they make a selfish wish, that kind of shows that these lower level universes aren't worth saving at all. Because I felt like it was kind of to see if there was any hope left in these universes, any good left. And 17 showed that there is good left. Like, instead of selfishly wishing for a boat, he unselfishly wished for the other universe to live and get another chance at survival, or just making their universes into better universes, you know? And it's a really cool part. Like, oh man, they shoved so much into this episode. They covered so much stuff, and it didn't feel too rushed to me. They even shoved in Frieza, or Whis, bringing Frieza back to life. Like, he was expecting to go back to hell, and maybe, hopefully, Goku wish him back to life, but Goku didn't even need to fulfill his promise, because Whis is like, hey, you know, Beerus is really grateful for your participation, so here's your life back. So that was a cool moment. So many really cool moments in this episode, and they shoved so much in. It was very efficient, and it actually retroactively makes me even more disappointed in the episodes that weren't very efficient, you know? It just makes me wish that the rest of the series was this good, or was this well done. Of course, that's not really realistic. From a production standpoint, especially with this Dragon Ball Super series, which really has been struggling almost the whole time. Which I think it'll be good that they will actually have a good amount of time to work on this film, and maybe have some proper lead up to a series. Maybe that, or maybe more films in the future. That would be awesome. Or whatever, like mini arcs, or what have you. But then we have the very, very end of going through the characters, a very fitting end to this series. We go through, you know, we see Goten and Trunks, and they've been dealing with the poachers on the island. I thought it was kind of funny how Goten and Trunks' clothes were all ripped, because, you know, Dragon Ball Z is a series where, you know, you're not hurt until your clothes are ripped. So I'm thinking, okay, did these like tanks and stuff hurt Goten and Trunks, who are Super Saiyans? Possibly Super Saiyan 3 with Gotenks, but that was kind of funny. They're more of a gag kind of comedic thing anyway, so you can't put too much weight on what these kids do. I do wish that they could have cut to them in the island and their little adventures with Marin, but that's whatever. I'm glad that they had this little snippet at least. So now everybody's back to their, you know, normal shenanigans in their daily lives. Pan is flying around, this little cute baby, knocks Vegeta in the face, and Vegeta's like, Goku, your granddaughter just hit me, fight me now. So they go off and they have just the perfect ending of Goku and Vegeta, you know, doing their classic poses they did in the Saiyan saga, and, you know, charge at each other, and boom, Dragon Ball Super is over. Perfect ending, I think. and very well done. I'm pleasantly surprised. I had fairly low expectations because I thought it would be too rushed, but you know, surprisingly, they did a surprisingly efficient job of, you know, covering so much in one episode. So, obviously, as always, what did you guys think? Do you think it was a satisfactory end? Or do you think it was too rushed? Or did you have any other problems that you had with it? Or did you like some things that I didn't mention? Put those thoughts in the comments down below. Again, I've got a lot more planned in the future. I'm coming out with my 500 subscribers special next week sometime, and that will outline a lot of the videos I have planned. And I want to get all of your opinions on things that I should focus on, because I don't have a lot of time to do these videos between my job and all the editing I do and stuff like that. But stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And Dragon Ball Super might be over, but we still got the film in the future, and we still got plenty of Dragon Ball content to come. As always, thanks again, and take it easy.